The farm where scarecrows walk at night. They say every country has its own urban legends, but some of the darkest tales come straight from the heart of the USA. In the Midwest, where cornfields stretch for miles and farms lie in silence under the moon, whispers tell of Miller's Farm, a place where the scarecrows never stay tied to their wooden posts. I'd heard it first on a forum for creepypasta and dismissed it as just another short horror story. But curiosity, foolish, reckless curiosity, drove me to see it for myself. The night I arrived, the air hung heavy with the smell of earth. The rows of corn loomed tall, their stalks swaying even though the air was still. The scarecrows dotted the fields like skeletal soldiers. Ragged flannel shirts flapped faintly, burlap faces stitched with crude smiles. I told myself they were harmless, just straw and old clothes. But then the first one moved. At first it was subtle, its head tilted. Button eyes glinted under the harvest moon. My stomach nodded. Maybe it was just the wind, I thought. But then its arm creaked upward, joints bending, not like sticks, but like bones. That was the moment fear turned into psychological horror. A rustle ran through the field. Every scarecrow turned toward me. Dozens of stitched mouths grinned as if they shared a secret. One stepped down from its post with a sound like splintering wood. Another followed, dragging its legs, leaving trails of hay across the dirt. I froze. This was no farmer's trick. This was body horror unfolding before my eyes, straw spilling like blood, limbs creaking as if half flesh, half wood. My breath came in sharp bursts. I stumbled backward, but the cornfield swallowed sound. They began to circle me, their shadows long and crooked. The air grew colder with each step they took. I broke into a run, heart hammering, and spotted a leaning barn at the far edge of the property. My boots pounded the earth, scarecrows shuffling behind me. I threw myself through the barn door and slammed it shut. Inside, dust choked the air. Moonlight cut through the slats, falling across rotting beams. For a moment, silence. I thought I was safe. Then the rafters creaked. A scarecrow dropped from above, hay bursting from its chest as it landed. Its head split down the middle, revealing not straw but something darker, rotting skin stretched thin like parchment. My knees buckled. I was trapped inside the very heart of psychological horror. I ran out again into the fields, but the scarecrows were waiting. They stood in a ring, forming a grotesque circle. In the center, something new stirred, a figure stitched from both flesh and straw. Its ribs were part wood, part bone. Its head was wrapped in burlap, but lips peeked out from beneath, dry and gray. It spoke. Its voice was like dry corn husks tearing apart. "You came to watch, now you will walk." My body refused to obey my mind. I felt my legs take a step toward the circle, my chest constricted. I thought of every horror story I had ever read, every whispered tale from the USA about back roads, haunted highways, and abandoned farms. And I realized this farm was one of those tales, only I wasn't reading it. I was living it. Panic broke me free. With a scream, I hurled myself through the circle, slamming into one scarecrow and tearing past the rest. Their straw arms clawed at me, but I ran until the corn ended, until the dirt road turned into asphalt. When I finally stopped, my lungs burned. My clothes were shredded with straw and dirt. Behind me, the field stood calm. The scarecrows were back on their posts, stiff and lifeless. But sometimes when I lie awake at night, I hear them in my head. Their creaking limbs, their stitched mouths smiling. I can't shake the feeling that I carried something back with me from that farm, a piece of their curse. Today, when people ask me why I avoid the Midwest, I tell them I once visited a haunted farm. Most laugh it off as a short horror story, another campfire tale, another creepypasta pulled from the internet. But deep down, I know the truth. In the USA, some scarecrows do more than guard fields. At night they walk. And one day, they'll walk to find me again.